Yo, what's going on, guys? I am going to be doing a deck profile on my Edison format Gladiator beasts. It's a deck that I really enjoy playing a lot, just because of the unique play style these guys have of tagging in and out and being able to play the long game because it is a control deck and having that really fun back and forth interaction with your opponent. Um, and I just love the design of the cards. They look great. They play great. The monsters aren't like too high impact, but they get the job done. You tag into some cool shit, and then you make guys errors. So let's get started. I'm not gonna take any more of your time. Uh, all right, play two Laquari. It's just your main beat stick. Tags out to summon out of Gladiator beast. They all have the effect. Um, but when he gets tagged into, he becomes 2100 beater, so he gets over some stuff. But he's like one of the big like guys that are target that basically like on like the hit list for like getting bottomless or deprisoned, because this also can go into Heraclinos, and Heraclinos is a house, and this guy's just really good to just have a big body on the board and be able to take out stuff. Two Darius because it's your recur, and this guy just allows you to recur back any one of your Gladiator beasts. You can either tag into him for a fusion, or you can basically bring something back as a trump blocker, and then it can tag into something because it can go into attack. Actually, it can't tag anything because its effects are negated, but one of the main cool combos is if you have like Geyseris in the grave, you can just summon this, and then just special summon Geyseris, or not Geyseris, Bestiari, and then tag Bestiari and this guy into Geyseris. One of the biggest combos. And then if you play like Prisma Glads, you can go Prisma, send um, Bestiari, and then you can special Test Tiger, and then you tag them out into this guy. This guy specials Bestiari, then you go into Heracles. But I'm not playing that build. I think that build is cool, but it loses to a lot, and which is not fun. Two Equest, because this gets back any Gladiator Beast card from your graveyard. So you can do this. You can do this loop with this guy into the Chariot loop, just to have an infinite amount of monster negates. And he's just a 1600 beater. Then I play the one Sam Knight because he is a tag into off of Rescue Cat, because I do play Rescue Cat in this deck. And he is a level 3 beast monster. The one Bestiary, you can only play one. I wish I could play like multiples. I think this deck would be a lot better if you play multiples. Just being able to like see this as much as you can is really, really good. And be careful of like bottomless, because this is one of the other cards that like gets bottomless a ton. So one of the best things you can do, you can always set this, and then you can tag into it, because you can tag face down monster, face down Gladiator Beast into a fusion. So really, really good card. Pops a spell trap too. So you also got to be careful that if your opponent doesn't have any spell traps, it must pop a spell trap. And then you can play a Retiari. It banishes a monster out of the graveyard. Basically, it hits a lot of decks this format, like Dandelion, Quick Draw Dandelion, Zombies, Light Sworn, just gets rid of that stuff out of there. So, and he's just a really, really good card just to get rid of shit. Marmello. Marmello allows you to pop a monster face up on the field. This card's stats are awful, but if it gets tagged into, it's pretty good just to get rid of stuff. And then a card that I've been back and forth about, but if you resolve this guy, you literally just win the game. It's Secutor. I love being able to make big Geyseris pushes and tagging out and then summoning into Secutor. And then being able to summon out two guys after this battles. It's just a really good card. It is a blowout once you resolve it, but I've been back and forth to this of Hoplomys or this, and it's just kind of tough. It's just kind of one of those things you could pick your poison for it. So, unfortunately, I forgot to say one thing. He doesn't get his effect to tag out unless it was summoned off the effect of a Glad Beast. So you can't just normal summon him and attack, which just sucks. But yeah. Then of course you play your 3 Test Tiger just because you tutor into any one of your Glad Beasts. Such an important card in the deck. and the one rescue cat to summon off the Test Tiger. One of my favorite things is having a Glad Beast either available on the field to just go into double Test Tiger and then get 2 tags into something. It's just really, really good. So, and of course you can tag into your Sam Knight as well. I have been debating on taking out the Sekitor to play double Sam Knight, but Sam Knight also doesn't get his effect unless he's tagged into, which he allows you to add a Glad Beast card if he destroys a monster by battle. So, which isn't too often. So, yeah, it's just some different like cards you could be running. So that's all the monsters. Then I play triple Book of Moon, literally like one of the best cards in this deck. Allows you to flip down your Glad Beast. If there's any removal cards on them, it helps you get over stuff. Also helps flip your opponent's monsters face down, so you can just attack into them even if you can't kill it. You can still tag. Protects against Bottomless. Protects against Deprison. So I feel like this is just a really good card to play in this deck. And then you play triple copies of Shrink. I don't know, a lot of people like to play like 1 or 2 of this, but I like 3 of this. 3 has been a big help for me in this deck because it helps get over stuff. Helps your Gladiator Beast get over stuff, and not only that, it protects them from Bottomless too. If you get run into Bottomless, like Bottomless is like one of the biggest problems of this deck. So I've really liked 3. And then since we're playing so many Glad Beasts, I only play the 2 Proving Ground. I think 3 is kind of bricky. I feel like that you just run into so many of your Glad Beasts enough as it is that only 2 is necessary. So, and then the last 2 spells I play MST and Heavy because they're just kind of mandatory. No, Cold Wave, that's for in the side deck for going second because Cold Wave kind of sucks going first. And Cold Wave is amazing when you're going second because you just slap it on the board and then all your stuff can't get stopped. So, and then the 3 mandatory War Chariot, just negate literally any monster effect that would activate. And you can loop this with, of course, the Quest loop. And then you get 3 Deprison just to help protect your Glads and get them out on the board, or keep them out on the board. And also gets rid of like really big threats that you can't get over. Then you play 2 Bottomless, because Bottomless, and you can only play 2, and it's just such a good card this format. And then something that a lot of people don't play, but I have been really liking in this deck a lot, is 2 Icarus Attack, because one of the things is like if your Quest or your Bestiary tries to get outed in any way, you can turn it into a plus by tributing it and then getting up 2 pops of this. And then you can just get it back off of something like Darius. And I just found this card like really funny because you do tag into those guys a lot, like in one of your in some of your end boards, and also you can also tag you can also tribute Gyzarus off as well, and then you can bring it back off of Darius. So I think that's hilarious. So then I play 2 Trap Stun, because you don't want to run into any problems during your opponent's turn, so guys can tag. Then I play the 1 Mandatory Judgment, the 1 Starlight Road, 1 Mirror Force, and then a card that I think everybody should be playing in this format, if you're playing a back row deck, is 1 copy of Dark Bribe, because this card has saved my ass so many times from my board getting blown up. I do not play Torrential, because Torrential is very detrimental to your gameplay. You want to have monsters on your board. You want to keep them on your board. So I took Torrential out. So that's pretty much all of, like, the standard cards that I'm playing. And then you can have Synchros in your extra deck if you're side decking like Brain Control or like Mind Control, or if you're playing the Saber Cat Glad build, which is really weird and bricky, but it still works. But like the main guys you're really going to be going into are the 3 Gyzarus. And then I played only 2 Heraclinos. You can play 3 if you have the space, but I really should probably be playing a 3rd one, because you can go into 3. But I've only ever had 2 come up. And then I play a copy of Esadari. This card sucks because it's just a vanilla, but sometimes you just need that big body on the board to just have presence. And I make this if I have 2 of my Glad Beasts that I haven't been able to tag back into the deck that I want, like Red Tiare and Marmillo. I've had boards like that, and I just want to tag them back into the deck so I can tag them back out again with this guy. So, all right, that's pretty much the deck profile. Expect more Edison deck profiles in the future. I've been really getting into this format. I have a lot of decks for this format, and I've been really enjoying like playing it. Probably a format that I enjoy more than GOAT format. So, alrighty, thanks for watching. See ya.